Looking at this question, I instantly notice I have verbs, and there are a bunch of verb rules. We talked about one already in this set. We have the to and ing rule. That could be part of this. But if I look at these choices, I see an ing. I don't really see a to. You know, that's not a great sign, so that's probably not that. It could be agreement, where I have to think about singulars and plurals. But if I look at these choices, well, this is singular, but none of the others really have that property, right? Experience to like choice A, that doesn't have that property of being singular or plural. It's both, right? He experienced the circus, they experienced the circus, right? Like, it doesn't matter, right? So it's probably what I call past, present, future, but what you probably just think of as what verb tense is all about. So the reason that it's important to distinguish this from the other two is the other two make you think it's about the tense, the timing of things, but it's really about something else. But this feels like one of those cases where it's genuinely just about when something takes place. So let's take a look at the sentence. We'll see if we can get here. Food and the sensation of taste are central to Monique Trong's novels. In The Book of Salt, for example, the exiled character of Bin connects to his native Saigon to the food he prepares, while in Bitter in the Mouth, the character of Linda experiences a form of synesthesia whereby the word she hears evokes taste. So I'm naturally kind of filling this in because I kind of was told the answer earlier, right? This is a sentence that very clearly has repetition, right? There's a pattern. There's two ideas that are kind of listed. So where is the clue? The exiled character of Bin connects to his native Saigon through the food he prepares, while in Bitter in the Mouth, the character of Linda experiences a form of synesthesia, right? It's a repetition. And that's why with past, present, future questions where we actually have to think about when something takes place, we're never doing it in a vacuum. We're never just kind of feeling it out. There is going to be some clue that forces one tense in there, right? Because if I ignored all the rest of the sentence and I just read, let's say, choice A in that blank, right around that blank, it sounds fine. The character of Linda experienced a form of synesthesia. That sounds fine. There's nothing wrong with putting that tense in there. But in the larger context, yeah, you can't do it because the larger context is telling you what to do. So the main thing we remember with these verb tense questions is the different verb tense rules have different traps, different things to worry about. But once we are on past, present, future, and we kind of use the other two and eliminate them, and that's how we know that we're dealing with past, present, future, then we can start to think about the specific clues in the sentence that tell us the time. So notice I'm not really talking about like, oh, it takes place in the past or the present or the future. It's much more like I recognize that one of the most common clues is repetition. And I see that this is a sentence that has two parts that are kind of equal. And so I use the other part to figure out this part with the blank. So it's not really about the time period for me. It's much more about just like the pattern that the sentence is forming and just duplicating that pattern.